Today on Sports Cards with Joe
and Doug,
we're talking PSA, SGC, what's hot, what's trending, and why now is the time to get your cards graded. Welcome back to Sports Cards with Joe
and Doug.
And Doug, today we're in the studio. We've got a lot to talk about. We have been slammed with submissions. I know we are wearing, I've been pre-screening, you've been pre-screening. We have so much grading going on here in the building. It's just phenomenal, the volume, and we greatly appreciate the volume of submissions that you're sending us. Today I wanted to specifically focus on PSA and SGC because that's what we're seeing the most of. And some trends we're seeing. I know I've got some particular ones I want to talk about, but I'm going to kick it to you first to talk about what are some of the things you're seeing. I mean, you're screening hundreds and hundreds of cards daily. We're seeing thousands of submissions every week come in. Are you seeing new things pop up, trending? I know players, sports, are you starting to see more football because we're getting close, stuff like that? What are you seeing?
Mainly, Shohei Ohtani is on fire, beyond on fire. So almost every submission I get has Ohtani cards in it, and some submissions, that's all that's in it.
Right.
Michael Jordan is extremely popular. Almost every submission seems to have Michael Jordan cards in it. Always a great Hall of Famer, a great GOAT to grade. Can't go wrong with Michael Jordan. But mostly, I see a lot of the brand new products.
Right.
Products I haven't had a chance to open yet, if I'm going to open it, but the brand new Topps Chrome cards, the brand new Select Football cards, the brand
So you're
new
already getting all those
football optic cards. Sometimes you guys get the cards to me so fast that PSA hasn't even put them in their
in the database
pull downs.
Yeah.
But usually they're only a day or two away. We can still manually enter them. It just takes a little longer.
So you're seeing Ohtani more than anything, and I know my son and I have been buying a ton of Ohtanis as well. So we're helping pad those numbers for sure. We've been grading a lot of Ohtani ourselves. I know something I've been seeing from coming off the National. I've seen a number of national Panini Party national shows. I've been seeing the cracked ice and the green and the blue and all the different colors, the numbered, and even just the base cards from the silver pack. So we've seen a lot of those.
Very much, yes.
Non-sports, we're seeing, the other night I had somebody send about 50 of the Weiss Schwartz. I was working late on those, all the parallels. And the thing is, I can tell you, from our experience with the Weiss Schwartz Marvel cards, they grade really well in general.
Yeah.
So, because it's basically almost like a rounded playing card almost, the card stock. So those we're seeing for the first time, seeing a lot of those Disney cards. I'm sure we'll be seeing. Have you seen any of the Cockawell Disneys yet? The ones that look like the silver prisms.
I have. Honestly, I have a submission that I'm working on right now that I just saw some of the new Star Wars Chrome cards that are being done, and I believe those cards are also in it, but I had to cut away to do some filming here. I'm about to see something.
Yeah.
Like that.
So, and speaking of non-sports and grading trading card games, for those who aren't aware, we are running the special with SGC right now for Pokemon grading. You can go on our website and click $12 a card for Pokemon grading.
It's pretty good.
That's very, very cheap. So we had a large submission last week, I know, from Israel, I believe, on Pokemon for SGC. So that's the cheapest we've ever been able to offer that in years, really.
Definitely Pokemon is one of those that I see way more of than I used to see.
Right.
I don't think people knew we would help them with Pokemon, but I actually have history with Pokemon because my son and I have collected it since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And he's graded some of his cards, which is very helpful to understand their process and what they're looking for. But definitely a lot of Pokemon cards coming through here now.
Yeah, we had like a $10,000 Charizard get graded just recently. We've had some huge cards submitted. We had a 52 Mays come in, a very high-grade Jackie Robinson rookie we just submitted this week. We had an Ohtani 1/1 printing plate rookie auto just submitted literally 10 minutes before we started filming. Just, we appreciate your trust in us and all the stuff that's coming through, but I'm going to pause and talk a little bit. You see we've got some late 60s, early 70s out here. These are not high-dollar cards. I've got a mid-grade 71 Ryan, 75 leaders with Ryan, PSA 7, and I do have a couple of 8s on some 67 high numbers. One trend I'm seeing is just that, you know, high numbers, and especially your Hall of Famers, especially your top-tier Hall of Famers, even in lower grades, it's making more and more sense to have them graded, specifically with PSA and SGC on those vintage cards. I was running some numbers, Doug. Some of these are eye-popping numbers. Should we test Doug out today and see if he can guess something? I just looked up.
I never did good on tests.
I looked up some recent sales, and these are on early 70s stars. You know, Hall of Famers, not always your biggest stars, but you've got like a 70 Clemente 7. What would be your guess?
1970 Clemente 7. I'd guess that's probably about $150.
When I just pulled up, $265 for a Clemente 7. Even a 73 Clemente 7, $190. This one was kind of shocking. 71 Ted Simmons, I've got down as a 7, $247. 74 Schmidt 8, $140 for a second-year Schmidt. 75 Rose 8, $147.
Sounds like a good buy on the Schmidt, actually.
Yeah, for a second year. This one was huge. 73 Willie Mays, of course that's his last card, so it's a very popular one with the Mets. 8, just sold for $477. 75 Aaron in an 8, $450. So we're talking cards less than 50 years old, base cards. Again, of course, big name Hall of Famers. 73 Ryan 8, $725. So, you know, we've got busted sets of those sitting around the store we haven't graded yet that I've got to get. Actually, as we speak, I've got Henry going through some early 70 sets, pulling the star cards to get graded. So my point is, a lot of us have never thought about, hey, that's a 14th year card of this guy or a 15th, whatever. But more and more, it's making sense to grade even those early 70s. I mean, I was born in 68. And I think of early 70s. I'm like, why would you grade, you know, I understand grading a Schmidt rookie or a 72 high number Ryan, but not necessarily just low number base cards.
Right.
But now 7s, sometimes on the 71s, even like 6s are bringing big money. So our point out there to all of you is that if you're sitting on this stuff, now is the perfect time to get them submitted. I mean, we just launched a new marketing campaign. If you watch all of our videos, we've got a music video out now called Just Grade It. And
we do?
We do. Doug's too busy screening your cards to even watch our content. It's really, no wonder we don't have a video. Yeah, we do. And we don't even have a, so that's a view we're missing because you haven't watched it. So, and it's called Just Grade It. And the point of this campaign is that I know I've got retail customers, some who are like, well, I'm waiting. I'm like, the time to wait is over. PSA, I think, has hit that sweet spot where they're grading them right at 1 million cards a month. So financially, you can run the numbers, crunch the numbers, stuff we do all the time. So we're not going to bore you with all the analytics. But if I'm a company, I'm doing 1 million cards a month at a retail price of, you know, around $20. There's really not a lot of incentive to lower it, because their labor costs are still the same no matter what they're charging. So,
and their lead times are 3 months roughly for that service level, which is still a little bit longer than other grading companies.
Yeah.
Maybe not as long. Some grading companies do take a while. But I don't see a need for them to lower their price. I don't think they will be lowering their price anytime soon. And if they did lower their price, it would probably not be a good sign for the hobby in general.
And it probably wouldn't last long, because we'd be right back to where we were 2 years ago. They'd be overloaded, and then they're like, oh, now it's going to be 6 months again. So I think they're at a good balance right now, reasonable price, reasonable turnaround. And the 3 months is usually about the worst we're seeing on that. I literally just got one back in a month. But again, They're typically more 2 to 3.
2.5 to 3.5. I mean, those VB80s
Right.
take just another week or two longer.
Yeah.
And I hate that for you guys out there. But as Joe's saying, I always feel like the pricing in the market is dictated by how many cards are out there. It's really supply and demand, and this supply is not getting obviously any bigger. And I think based on 2018-19, when everybody got into it, now there's really not much left in the closets for people to find. So people are realizing there aren't going to be too many more 7s and 8s of these 67 through 73 cards.
Yeah, the pop reports aren't going to be blowing up like they are on modern
cards.
cards.
Values are going up. So
Yeah.
if you happen to be sitting on some of the vintage cards, you might want to relook at them.
Yeah, because talking about turnaround times, of course, SGC is still giving us phenomenal turnarounds. It's usually in and out. From the time you drop them off to the time you have them back, it's usually about a month or so.
Yeah.
And so just great turnarounds with SGC, which is as low as 19 a card in quantity. And PSA were as low as 20 a card in quantity. And so we just recommend to get those turned in. So talking about Just Grade It, we just launched this campaign. We also just launched the first ever Doug trading card.
What?
I happen to be on it.
I do know that
And through the magic of technology, you can see it right here. And so with those who are watching this video, we got a special offer for you. Yeah, the first Just Grade It Joe and Doug trading card just came out, and if you will comment on this video with your name and address, we will send you a free dual signed Joe and Doug trading card. So we've only got about 500 of them left. We gave a ton of them away at the National. So comment, name and address, we will mail you off at our cost.
Yeah, there may be 500, but there are very few dual autographed.
That's true.
cards.
Usually because I was too busy at the booth or Doug was too busy, and most of them are single signs. So to get a dual sign, I can't guarantee if PSA will authenticate them, but you'll know they came from
Doug
the source.
who?
Yeah. So just a little bonus for those of you who've watched to the end of this video. But there's just great things going on in the hobby. Again, we appreciate all the submissions you're sending us. We are rocking and rolling with PSA and SGC. The volume is astounding, and we greatly appreciate your trust in us. We've got 5,300 plus submitters now who have sent stuff to us, and grows daily. And so working with submitters all over the globe.
New submitters daily. Emails that I get talking about first time submitting and thanking us for helping them and showing them, and they want to send more, and now they have a little bit more knowledge, and very appreciative. And we are appreciative of people that want to learn, and I try to help as much as I can.
Yeah. So we got more great content coming soon. Lots of great new cards coming out in the industry. So again, now is the time to just grade it with Joe
And Doug.
Thanks for watching, guys.